Hey everyone, we're here today at Alpha. We got the opportunity, we had Professor Akins in over the weekend for a phenomenal seminar. Absolutely amazing. And guys, I'm here to tell you right now, if you have not got the opportunity to train with this man, find the opportunity to train with this man. It was probably one of the most impressive seminars I've ever been to. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate the time to come out. But for those of you who don't know, can you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, Henry Akins. I'm a third-degree black belt. Received my black belt under Hicks and Gracie. Been doing jiu-jitsu for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And under Hickson.
Yeah. So 15 years I trained under Hickson. The past 5 years I've had my own school and off on my own. But yes.
The stories are amazing from that.
Yeah.
So we had the seminar yesterday. We got the opportunity to train today again, and thank you again for that opportunity. That was fantastic.
Awesome. Fun.
So while we get the chance to chat here, everyone does jiu-jitsu for a little bit different reason. Why do you do jiu-jitsu? You've done it for 20 years. Why are you still doing jiu-jitsu?
Why do I do? I think it's an amazing tool for a lot of different levels. I think one, it's a phenomenal workout, physical. I think it's a mental workout. Like every time you train, it's a game. It's it's kind of like chess. I always tell people jiu-jitsu is like full contact chess. So it's very, very strategic. It keeps you thinking. To me, it's also kind of like a moving meditation because you have to be so present and so aware of what's going on in that moment, what your opponent is doing. So for me, it's very, very kind of relaxing. And also, I think it's an amazing tool for self-development. Spiritually, I think that jiu-jitsu for many people helps to develop people's confidence. They feel a little bit better about themselves, either from a physical standpoint that they feel like they're in better shape or they feel like they can defend themselves. And so I know for me, certainly, it's been an amazing tool for self-development. I think the more confident you feel in yourself, the better that you can treat other people, And so, I think it fulfills so many different aspects for me in my life,
So martial arts are only a small part of the actual iceberg.
Yeah, it's not just about fighting, I think also the relationships and the friends that you develop in training. I think it's a very, very intimate experience, and I think, for a lot of people, the people that you train with, you kind of develop a deep level of trust, and, you develop a pretty strong relationship with a lot of your training partners. So, yeah, on so many levels, it's just a great, it's an amazing benefit to my life. It's been my passion, it's still my passion now after 20 years. So
that's awesome. So 20 years you've seen from the inception of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coming to America to where we're at now. Mm-hmm. What have you seen? What have you noted in the evolution of the art in that 20 years? The good, the bad, the ugly, the great. How has it changed at all?
It's obviously it's developed a ton. It's evolved a ton. I don't really think it's good or bad. I think it's all based on your perspective, your perception. For me, my style, the reason that I started to learn jiu-jitsu was as a practical form of self-defense. Obviously, I think the tournament style or sport jiu-jitsu, competition style jiu-jitsu is kind of starting to blossom and overtake the more self-defense based practical jiu-jitsu. Which I see as a little bit of a shame, I think, but, I think it all depends on what your intentions are for training. I mean, if your goal is to compete, then that's the type of jiu-jitsu that you need to learn maybe to be effective in that environment, is the sport style, the gripping and, the crazy guards and stuff like that. So it all really depends on what goals you have.
Right.
Of jiu-jitsu,
So where do you see in the community now, where do you see jiu-jitsu going from here into the future?
Gosh, I don't know. I think there's been a big resurgence of people that obviously want to take jiu-jitsu back to kind of a big resurgence of people kind of wanting to take jiu-jitsu back to its practicality. I see a lot of tournaments popping up now that are submission only, so that are kind of trying to get past stalling and a point system, which is kind of cool. Where do I see it going? Who knows? who knows? I think also the evolution of it for fighting too is pretty interesting to see too. All the techniques and the ways that the guys are training for MMA and how they implement jiu-jitsu into that is interesting. So, I just hope that it continues to grow and spread, and more people have access to it, which I think right now it's probably the fastest growing martial art, in popularity. So that's really, really nice, to see that so many people are interested in this art that we've been passionate about. So I consider like everybody that trains jiu-jitsu is almost like a family, a big giant family, So it's nice, you have brothers and sisters all over the world that share your passion.
Right. Pretty neat. If there was one thing, just kind of general, like a training philosophy, how your outlook, if there was one thing that you would tell people, that might be watching this, what would you have them do in jiu-jitsu? What would you have them spend their time on?
One thing, gosh. I guess it would be, don't let your ego get the best of you. I think that causes it holds people back in jiu-jitsu. I think the ego, not wanting to lose, is part of the reason why people use so much strength and power in jiu-jitsu. Like a lot of times they get in positions or situations where they feel like they can't escape or they can't do things technically because the technique is not sharp enough, and they try to overpower your things. And I think a lot of times people are so concerned about not tapping, which I think every time you tap, it's a great opportunity for you to learn.
Right.
So I think just have fun with it, and not get so worried about, it's not about winning or losing, it's more just about having fun, and tapping is just a part of the game, I've tapped, in my career 10,000 times, and it's helped me to get better, certainly. So every time you tap, it's always kind of that thing like, okay, wow, I have to really take a close look at what I did wrong, what was the mistake I made, how I messed up, So it's an amazing tool for learning.
Great. Thank you very much. Anything we didn't touch on that you wanted to say?
No, I just appreciate you guys having me out. And anytime you're in the Chicago area, Alpha BJJ, awesome facility, great people.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for your time. I can't tell you the pleasure of this training.
Yeah.
Thank you. Guys, we'll talk to you later.